So.
Which, is an interesting observation and
Oh, okay.
sadly true observation.
So this is where watching wrestling with a different mentality this week really came into focus for me, because this version of Seth Rollins that we're seeing with the over the top
Mhm.
dressing and the
He claims to be the most
laughing,
stylish wrestler ever.
yeah, it's not my favorite version of Seth Rollins, right? Like I prefer Seth Rollins when he's just Seth Rollins, the really good wrestler, and he'll have good wrestling matches. But
Bye.
this version of Seth Rollins, like, he's doing everything to be a larger than life character.
Mhm.
And so I think I was watching it with an eye going like, this is like him desperately trying to be an over the top character to get over.
Mhm.
But if you're watching it from the perspective of, say, like a young wrestling fan who, isn't thinking about, well, what is Seth Rollins, the person, trying to do with this character? You're just watching the show in the same way that you would watch any
Yeah.
other TV show. Um, I think it's those fans that have really gotten behind Seth Rollins. And that's why this version of him, even though a lot of fans are like, I don't like this, so many fans are into it, that he's as popular now as I think he's ever been in his career. So
Mhm.
watching it with an eye for, okay, why do people like Seth Rollins, as opposed to watching it with just the bias that, okay,
Mhm.
I think he's trying too hard, makes
I had
me
a f-
appreciate it better.
I had a friend once who, as an experiment, decided he was going to watch 1 month of wrestling and believe everything they wanted him to believe.
Yeah.
So if they want him to believe that that's a good guy, then that's a good guy. If they want him to believe that that guy's going to the local medical facility in an ambulance, then that's what's happening. And he said that it was actually exhausting.
Really?
Yeah. Because he said he became so invested in everything that he just couldn't handle it. So,
Oh man. So
and I bring that up
he
just
had to like
because
walk away. Somebody got stretchered off, and he's,
I need
God,
to,
I can't even call anybody to inquire how they're doing, because it's not a hospital. It's just a medical facility.
it might not even be open.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. But I bring it up because it speaks to authenticity, right?
Yeah.
And it's so easy for a guy like Seth Rollins, who everything Seth Rollins does, he pushes 1,000%.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he gives his all to it. And if he's trying to be over the top while being over the top already, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to take him into an area where it's just it comes across as a little inauthentic.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really believe it, and you're doing what you said, where you're saying like, oh yeah, he's just doing that to rile up the crowd. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
there's a point in every wrestling fan's life, like long-term wrestling fan, where they're watching a match and they start realize that they're clocking the next move
Yeah. Yeah.
before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like after a while you just get to see how the sausage is made enough that you're like, I can't even unsee it now. So
Yeah. But like, just flipping your perspective like that, like watching it how they want you to see it. And I like, when I have gone to WWE events with my nieces or nephews,
mhm.
they watch it like it's real. I think they kind of understand that it's a show, but they watch it like it's real. And that totally caused me to flip how I watch it a little bit.
Mhm.
And I found, like, being there in the audience, it was more fun to really want Seth Rollins to win, because that
Yeah.
lousy Finn Balor cheated, and and I actually, like, I really like watching wrestling like that. Like, maybe it would be exhausting if I did develop like real empathy for the characters. Uh,
That's
like,
not your thing.
especially, if Bray Wyatt gets set on fire, it's like, oh geez, you know, if that's a real
Things,
person,
yeah.
I'm traumatized.
I am concerned. I don't know if this Firefly Funhouse is going to last. But yeah, I had a similar experience watching Royal Rumble with my 8-year-old.
Oh yeah.
And seeing, she was just blown away. Like, why did that guy do that? And he's not supposed to do that. And he's cheating. And I'm like, he is cheating, isn't he? That's right. Because sometimes you kind of forget that stuff. You get caught up in the pageantry of it all. And you're like, oh, right,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be a sport and there are rules to the sport. And, you can like view it through that lens. It's changing your perspective is the way to go, man.
Yeah, I remember my nephew like rolled his eyes once at the ref doing a bad job. And I thought that was so funny. Like,
I don't think this guy's credentials check out at all.
Like, imagine how frustrated you would be with wrestling refereeing if you believed everything. You'd be like, God, this is who do we talk to about getting like, why is there not instant replay in this sport?
Someone called the police. That man has a chain wrapped around his hand and is punching people in the face.